Hello Flosstube, welcome back, Happy New Year, and let's see what the new year has to bring, what stitching I've done or haven't done. I think the first thing I would like to say is thank you to everybody who sent me a Christmas card. I didn't get very many. Not as many as I usually get, but the ones that I did get were really nice, and they really helped me get through a time that's usually difficult for me. My mental health has been declining. January doesn't help, but my Christmas tree's still up because I know that a lot of you had your Christmas trees up in November, because I have a real tree. I can't do that. I get mine in about mid-December and I need to keep it alive as long as possible. I know that most people put theirs out after the Three Kings Day, which is the 6th of January. But I just need the fairy lights and the Santas and the lovely bubbles and whatever else I've got on my tree. I just need it. I've got a whole lineup of Santas, small ones, in front of my TV, and I could have them up there all year round, but I know that people find that strange. So I do tend to take them down. I've also got, because I had to move furniture around to accommodate my tree, I've got some sort of Christmassy stuff over there that I can see when I'm sitting here and watching TV. It does help, but yeah, it doesn't really get rid of loneliness and sadness and mental health issues, but I guess that's just the way it's going to be. But thank you again for everybody who sent me a card, Christmas card. It was lovely. Thank you very much. I sent out less cards this year just because postage is exorbitant and it's gone up. It's gone up double. I don't know. They want us to send stuff because the post office can't survive otherwise. But with the prices, I mean, I couldn't even send out Christmas presents. It just... Okay, enough about that, sorry. Yeah, I don't know who of you noticed or saw one of the German Flosstubers came up with this idea that we could do a German advent calendar, a Flosstube advent calendar, in the sense that, you know, a lot of you have done Vlogmas or Flossmas, but this Flosstuber decided, let's do something a bit different. So she went in search of Flosstubers who do Flosstubes in German, and she actually found 24 different Flosstubers who were prepared to do one day. So I had one day, I think it was the 12th of December, when that was my day, and I knew that it was called Advents Calendar. I can't quite remember what the name it was, but it just said, like, you know, stitch with me, Advent Calendar, and then the door and a number. So I was number 12, and I don't think she released it. She just said, tell a story about you and stitching in Christmas, or do a stitch with me, or show something stitchy related to Christmas and whatever, do whatever. And it was interesting to see the different things that people came up with. So every day it was a surprise. It was a real surprise. Some people had to switch, so sometimes the links to the next one didn't really work, but you could find out who the next one is, or somehow if you wanted to, you could get to all 24. There really were 24 doors to open, Flosstube videos to watch. Some were short, like 5-10 minutes. Some were long, like an hour. I think mine was about half an hour long, something. And because I know that I built up my Flosstube in English, so I did something similar in English a few days later. So that, because a lot of my English subscribers, they went like, hey Dawn, can we have this in English as well? So I did that. But I really enjoyed the idea of, so I didn't have to do Flossmas. I was just one door that you open in advent calendar. And it was a really good idea and I enjoyed doing it. I also enjoyed Flossmas by Mad Morty. Yes, Morty, I know. I watched you every day. I haven't watched the last one, I think. What is it, number 30? I think it's a Flosstube, Flossmas. I don't know. Just the latest video that you put out, I haven't watched it yet. But I'm going to watch it. It's in there. It's in my list. For those who don't know, you know, in YouTube you have a news feed where comments come in, or when you've signed up to somebody and you click the bell button, then you'll get a notification that this person has put out a new video, so you can go and watch it. And that one was full. It was completely full, and people were falling out at the bottom. And one day, my YouTube notifications list was wiped, completely wiped, gone. So I missed out. I had people in there that I really wanted to watch. I had videos in there that I really wanted to watch. They were all gone. So yeah, but I managed to watch all of Morty's, and sometimes with the Brom. And I really enjoyed those. Some of she has silly hats on and a black cat on a black couch where she sometimes sits down. Yeah, it was just fun. It was just good. But there were so many Vlogmases and Flossmases out before Christmas, so many, that I had to turn off notifications, because otherwise I would have gone totally crazy, because I didn't really have time to watch that many, because not every Vlogmas or Vlogmas is like, you know, 10 to 15 minutes. No, some of them are an hour long every day. I can't watch that. I just don't have the capacity, time, mental, whatever. So yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't watch you guys. I did watch a few, but I definitely watched Morty. Mad Morty, she was fantastic this year. It was really good. Something that I just wanted to say is that I don't watch whip parades. I've never actually made a whip parade of my own, and I know why, there's a reason, but I don't like whip parades. It's just something that, if you're somebody that I watch on a regular basis, somebody that I connect with, somebody that I really like and enjoy, and I mean Stitching Mommy Sarah, Amanda, XStitch, for instance, Shelley, XStitch, I watch them on a regular basis. They're also my Facebook, my Flosstube friends, my Instagram friends. I'm connected to them. I communicate with them outside of the whole thing. But I have other people that I just watch on a regular basis. So every time I put out a video, I'll watch it. I might be late to watch it, but I'll watch it. So, and I have a very good memory, especially when it comes to pictures. So if I've been watching you for 2 years, I've seen all the whips that you've shown in these 2 years. So if you go and show me these whips again, you'll tell me all the statistics, which for me, I'm not into statistics about other people stitching, and I've already seen the whips. And I know that if these are whips that you're going to be working on again, I'll see them again. So whip parades usually are at least an hour long, up to 4 hours long, and I just want to see Flosstubes. I want to see Flosstubes. I want to see, what are you currently working on? what is new, the haul that you get, the plans that you're making. I want to see stuff like that, and so I just can't and don't want to watch WIP parades. For me also, it's very repetitive, so that's why I don't like WIP parades. And it has nothing to do with who does them or who you are, if I watch you, if I don't watch you. It's just, I know that people who put out WIP parades automatically get more subscribers and more views because people like to watch WIP parades. I'm not one of them, so I'm really sorry. If I don't watch you, I don't watch your WIP parades. I like to watch Flosstube, but that's just me, okay? So that's just me. And I don't make WIP parades of my own because I'm lying to myself about how many WIPs I've got. If I do a WIP parade, I can't do that. So I guess that sort of explains it. Anyway, I did want to do my plans between Christmas and New Year. I think I had sort of plans for stitching. They went definitely out the window. But I wanted to do the New Year's Eve 12 by 12. And I know that lots of you have not heard of that, but it's just on New Year's Eve. I don't know who started this or when it was started or whatever. But on New Year's Eve, you should start at 12 o'clock midday, and every hour you switch and you start a new project until midnight. Now, yeah, me being in Switzerland, I have a different time zone, so yeah. And then I only get up at midday, so until I got out of bed on New Year's Eve, it was already 1 o'clock, and then I had to have breakfast, get dressed, do things, and then it was something like 4 o'clock already. And I thought I had prepared myself doing maybe, 3 starts and 3 WIPs. Yeah, and then I realised that for the starts I didn't have fabric, and then the whole thing went out the window. But there was California, of course, also has a different time zone. So they started at 9 o'clock in the morning. They started a Zoom. And Shelley, XStitch, on Flosstube, it's only stitching. She told me that there's going to be a Zoom and it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and she'll be on there because she's going to start however many projects, that's her plan, and she wants to do this, and she was on it I think last year. So she asked the woman the Flosstuber who was doing the Zoom if she could pass the Zoom link on to me if I could join, and she said yes, of course. So I did join the Zoom, which was, I think it was 6 o'clock in the evening for me, and it was 9 o'clock in the morning for them. Which was a bit strange because she kept saying good morning to everybody who came in, and I said yeah, good evening. But people came in and then left, and people came after church and then had to leave for lunch, but it was a really nice sort of small Zoom, and it was just fun. And she had a timer for herself because she wanted to do something every hour. So when her timer went off, she would say, okay, it's hour up, switch. And then the people who would switch projects, they then, were asked like, what are you stitching on now? And what are you stitching on now? And well, I just stitched on one project. I just had one WIP and was just stitching on one. So epic fail in the sense that I didn't do 12 by 12, but I enjoyed the Zoom and it was really nice. And then I actually ate supper in between, even though I was still online, and then I turned it off, and then I finally watched Fast and Furious. Yes! I'm an absolute Fast and Furious fan, with the exception of number 2. And I never watched Fast and Furious 9 or 10 because I got the DVDs to watch for my birthday, and then didn't watch it, and then for Christmas, and then didn't watch it, and then for New Year's, and then didn't watch it. So this has been going on for years. So now I had number 9 and number 10, but I watched number 9 finally on New Year's Eve. Finally, that's got nothing to do with stitching. Why am I telling you that? Yeah, there is another SAL going on that you might have heard of, and it's the 50 for 50. Now, they're slightly mad, but cross stitches tend to be slightly mad. So anyway, there's these two cross stitches. Sew Me Sarah. Sarah, she's in Ireland? Ireland or Northern Ireland? Oh, I don't know, sorry. Really sorry. 2 different countries, I know. But she's got beautiful accent. And Flossie Sews and Grows, Sally. And both of them are turning 50 this year. So they decided, let's do 50 starts. They're literally doing 50 starts this year. Really good idea. I'm turning 50 this year. I'm not going to do 50 starts. I'm pretty sure I would have the supplies and the kitted out projects and the kits to do 50 starts, but no way am I doing 50 starts. So I'm sort of just hanging on there, and I'm doing five new starts for this SAL, which I think is absolutely acceptable. They asked their subscribers if they would put together a list of, you know, prompts, like, I don't know, stitch something with a banana. So some of these prompts they're actually going to use, some of them they're not going to use. And I think they had, some of the projects they're going to be doing the same project, start the same project on the same day, and others they're just going to start on the same day but doing different projects. And I think it's a really good idea. And Sally did something the same. Sally, Stitchy Sally, she did 6 for 60. So she had 6 starts before she turned 60. So I think, yeah, 5 for 50 is a bit more my pace, because I wanted to start a lot more starts last year, and then I lost my stitchy bug, mainly because of the stress of organising Stitch Basel and all that stuff. And then after Stitch Basel I got COVID, and then yeah, so anyway, but that's not why you're here. You're here because of stitching. So let's see. Okay, like I said, I'm going to do 5 starts for this SAL. I've started number 1. That was also something that is a different SAL. Oop, don't fall down, thank you. This is also combined with a different SAL. As you might recall, I gave away Lily of the Valley because I had her twice. She's a Nora Corbett. She's not a Mirabilia, she's a Nora Corbett, so she's not, you know, that size. She's a bit smaller. And Stitchy Mama, not Stitching Mommy, not Sarah in California, it's Stitchy Mama in Germany, and Francie from Switzerland, both won a copy. So we said we would start it together, and Stitchy Mama said she would, you know, let's do New Year, New Start with this. And then there was a mix-up because Francie was still on holiday for a week, and I don't do New Year, New Start because I tend to sleep on New Year's Day. So there was a mix-up. Stitchy Mama started on the 1st. It's fine because we're doing a stitch along, as in a start along, and it really doesn't matter who finishes first or what pace we're stitching at. But so Stitchy Mama started on the 1st, stitched for a bit, she got quite a lot done, and Francie said she would start on the 10th. So I said I would start on the 10th with her. Unfortunately, there was let's just say there was a political incident, tiny incident, that needed the attention of the district group that I'm in, the neutral district group that I'm in was called upon to react immediately, and that was me needing to write an article, and that then turned into a media press release, and then in the media it all went haywire, and yeah, so I couldn't start on the 10th. I started later, but yeah, I did start, and I did stitch a bit longer than just the start. So I did actually, this is what I've done until now. So don't know how well you can see it, but don't know, is it, it's not really, yeah, but I've already got some beads in, because as you can see I stitch in hand, so I roll up what I don't need and then unroll it. Let's see if this helps. Ugh, sorry. Maybe just, yeah. I don't know if that is any better. Probably not. But yeah, I have some beads there. There's also creme already in her dress, and there are hairs on this. I don't think this light is any good. But yeah, so I'm just going with the flow. I sort of started in the middle, which was, I think, somewhere there, and took the light green, and then work my way up a bit, and then work my way down, because this is sort of, I think there's skin just coming there, and I didn't really want to go into skin yet. So yeah, that's what I've done until now. So creme beads already in there, 3 colours I think, and I'm actually really enjoying this. So yeah, I guess I have to put it away for a bit now, stitch a few other things and then come back to it. But I'm really enjoying this. It's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. Yeah, let's see, let's put that there. Okay, so that is with the Germans. So we have, the hashtag is Stechmückenfairy SAL. So if you're stitching a fairy and you do floss tubes in German, you can join in with the Stechmückenfairy SAL. That's the hashtag we have on Instagram. And at the moment it's Francie, me and Stitchy Mama, but anybody can join with any fairy, and yeah, I guess that sort of, yeah. Then I think I already showed you, yes I did show you, that we started on the 3rd of November. We started my first LongDogSAL with You Do Not Belong Here. Goodbye. Yeah, with Alba Stitcher, Stitchy Sally, and a few others. So it's hashtag my first LongDogSAL. But there are others, and that's why we started on the 3rd, who have the hashtag Let's Get the Dogs Out SAL. And that was for birthday start, and they of course have more than one long dog, so that's why Let's Get the Dogs Out. And so at the moment, well, yeah, I've got a bit more along there, just to see, because I was a bit bored. But this is at the moment how much I've got. I think my camera is not good enough anymore, but I'm actually enjoying it. But when I'm sitting here at the moment, I have so much stuff on my couch table and on there and on here that I don't have enough space to put on my pattern keeper, because my pattern keeper is on a tablet, so I would have to put the tablet there and then still watch TV, and then I've still got my tree, and then, you know, it's not that easy. It's just not that easy. So yeah, that's why I haven't got that much yet, but I hope to get this out a few more times this year, because I am enjoying it. When I get to stitch on it, I am enjoying it. Yeah, then I I think I showed that I got this one out that sort of was lost and found again. Shiver Me Timbers. You can still get this on Hillis Designs website. And as you'll see, sorry, not that organized today. Yeah, not very far. So I didn't get that much done on this, but I think it has a lot to do with lots of colour changes. And then, you know, when you're watching TV, it's not always that easy with lots and lots of colour changes that all are a different shade of snow or a different shade of tree. Yeah, you know how it goes. That's just the way that it's going. Yeah, so that was Shiver Me Timbers. Then what I actually had ready to stitch, this was going to be my Stitch Basel project because it's one colour. Just used one DMC, which is variegated, and I got the pattern from Half Stitch Cross Stitch, Dana, thank you very much. I loved it, and she gifted it to me, but you can buy it, it's still on Etsy, you can still get it. Yeah, so this was meant to be what I stitched at Stitch Basel, not that I got any stitches in, but I finished it. Don't ask me how long it took me to put those letters in. The ladies, I knew they would take some time, but I didn't really have a problem with that. That was easy, you know, you just sit there and you just put the ladies in. But words, because I do carry the thread from letter to letter, but not from word to word. So it's a constant start and stop. And I didn't enjoy putting the letters in, really not. But it's finished. And yeah, I need a really nice frame for this. Gotta do it, no, it's too big to do a flat fold. It would have to have a frame. And it needs to go into the kitchen, of course. Because, yeah, British tea drinker. I guess that says a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, and then I had a start and a finish. Yes, I know. I got this wonderful Mill Hill kit from Amanda. I was a stitcher a few years ago at Christmas. I had sorted all the beads and I sorted the thread and I put it in a sort of flat tin, and then I started putting stuff on top, and then it sort of went bye-bye somewhere in one of my piles, and I fished it out. Don't you fall down, I need you, thank you. And yes, there we go. We have a finish. A Mill Hill finish. I like him. He's nice. I think all of the ones in this series are pretty decent and pretty nice and have nice beards. And yeah, I enjoyed this. It was fun. And it's already got a hanger. It hasn't got a back. But it's not going on my tree anyway, because trees and creepy crawlies and nope. So I guess it's going to go on that thing there, because I can have this up all year. I have Santas up all year, all over the place. Because I tend to forget to take them down, because for me they're not just Christmas. So yeah, need to give him a nice beard. You can see a bit of a timeline with Mill Hill kits. When the beards here, they used to be, so some of them have, you know, you do the beard with floss. Here you do the beard with beads. So you can sort of see sort of changes in Mill Hill. But this was quite fun. Yeah. So I actually got a finish. Two finishes. Two finishes. Who would have thought? Yeah. So for plans, Alba Stitcher is doing a Burns Night SAL. Well, it starts on Burns Night, which is the 25th of January. That's next week, I think, next week. You can go to Alba Stitcher's Flosstube, she talks about it there. It's the hashtag Mighty Wee Nation SAL. I'm sorry, I can't do it in a Scottish accent. I can't. I can try, but no, it won't turn. So I had all these, I have two little kits with thistles on them. And I have a bookmark, and I had a few other projects that I thought might work. But I always came back to this. It's the Eilean Dun Castle, and it's a kit. And I think my dad got this for me when he was in Scotland a few years ago, maybe. So I'm going to start this on the 25th with the Mighty Wee Nation SAL for Burns Night, and with Amanda, and I'm going to, I think I put 4 days aside to start this. So I'm looking forward to that. It's a bit something different. Yeah, then what else? I wrote a small article for the Mr. XStitch online XStitch magazine. It's just, I think it's 3 pages, and it's got Dobby in full-on pose for the group photo. And most of the head, like Ingeborg's head is cut off on the group photo, but yeah, it's only a small article, so yeah, I thought I had fun writing it. Mr. XStitch asked me, you know, he said, do you want to write an article? And I had COVID and the birthday and was in bed and feeling sorry for myself, and he said, do you want to write an article about Stitch Basel? I said, oh yeah, right. And then it was like, oh, I've got to write an article. So, but yeah. And then I met up with a new to me Swiss cross stitcher, and she doesn't live that far away from me, and she's Jackie Nardlet on Instagram and Discord. You can get all the information I'm talking about in the drop down box. She doesn't have a Flosstube, or doesn't yet have a Flosstube, who knows. But I met up with her, and it was really good because she learnt this technique where the back has to look really neat, and oh my god, it's really good the way she does it. But yeah, it was just a fun meeting, and it is interesting to see the Swissness of certain things, the correctness, and the way that she's learnt this, and then I come with my messy backs. Okay, I have improved since I do the pin stitch, the loop start and the pin stitch. My backs have improved. I don't have knots in my back on the back of my projects, but just seeing that was very interesting. And I'm going to meet her again this week, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be really good. Yeah, I got, I'm not going to bore you with all the Christmas presents and stuff, because I actually didn't get very many Christmas presents, or didn't get very many stitchy Christmas presents. But as a thank you for organising Stitch Basel, I got the kit from Colour Fever. This is a collaboration between Colour Fever and Lydia. I think they're on Colour Fever Etsy on the shop. So it's Colour Fever floss and the kit. I bought the other one I bought at Stitch Basel, and they gifted me this as a thank you for doing Stitch Basel, which I think was really nice of them. And Francie actually did sew me a project bag. Isn't that nice? And I know what I'm going to put in this, so I'm really happy about that. And I like the lace. It's really nice. Thank you, Francie. So yeah, and then Sarah, Stitching Mommy, she had a pattern with an alphabet, and she said that Caroline Zook has got a birthday in March, I think. Well, I can't remember. She just said that Caroline Zook has got a birthday, and this is the pattern that she's going to stitch for her birthday. She's going to start before her birthday, and so she needed this pattern as well, Stitching Mommy. So she went, she bought the pattern, and this is what it is. And it's a floral alphabet. I saw that alphabet and I went like, I need that. Because there's a similar alphabet that I saw somebody stitch. And that was, it was colourful, not one colour, just colourful. So each letter had a different colour. And that one was a bit different, but that designer does not design anymore, and you can't get any of her patterns. So the family of that designer took down all her patterns. So, sorry. That was a pattern that I wanted. But when I saw this one, I was pretty near to it. So when Sarah showed it on her Flosstube, I went like, need that. Went in search of it and found that it's by JBW Designs, that a lot of you probably know. And I actually have, I think, 2 of her In the Round series that I bought recently. Haven't stitched yet. Didn't realise that that's the same designer, so I went onto her website instead of my online shop that I normally go to. Went onto her website, found a pattern, found 2 other patterns that I wanted, and then couldn't order them, so somehow came into contact with her. So we've been emailing each other, which was actually quite fun. Judy's really nice, and she has, by the way, she has a Flosstube that I didn't know, and of course people who told me, oh yeah, that's JBW Designs, and I now told them, do you know that she has a Flosstube? And I went like, no, what? So anyway, she managed to put it in an envelope for like no price at all from the States, sending it to me, and it came, I just need to show you this. I mean, you know, it's not big. It's really not big, but she wrapped it up so nicely for me. And so let's see. This is the floral alphabet that Stitching Mommy and me are going to be stitching with Caroline Zook for her birthday. That's the floral alphabet. And now I have to decide, do I want to do, because at the moment I have 3 projects, no, only 2, one I finished, 3 projects that are all in red. So I now have to decide, do I want to do this with every letter in a different colour, or do I want to use a variegated thread? But I have some time to think about it, to look at the pattern and think about it. So that's why I had to go shopping. And then, I mean, when I saw this, it's an ode to Britain. I mean, my second home. So even though I'm never there, yeah, thank you, anxiety and depression. But I needed to have this. Just needed to have it. You know, sometimes you just, yeah. And then, I mean, seeing this, I've seen this one before, but as it was just there and the price was just, you know, it just fitted in with the other 2. So that also went into my basket. And she sent them to me, and wow, was it fast. I mean, like I say, hardly any shipping cost because letter size, and wrapped beautifully, and you know, with her business card and everything. And it came in no time. I didn't expect it to arrive already, you know. When I emptied my letterbox yesterday, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I didn't expect it to be there already. So I was a bit overwhelmed, and then so I had to write and tell her that it's here already, and she was as surprised as me. So yeah, and she has a Flosstube. Have I told you she's got a no, I wanted to say that I watched her latest Flosstube because, of course, while I was writing to her, because she said she's visited Switzerland, she went to Lucerne, which she thinks is the most beautiful city ever. I can understand that. I think Basel's nicer, but never mind. So she knows Switzerland, she's been here, and so we were communicating, but then I actually could see her on Flosstube, which, you know, I know who I'm writing to, so we were writing emails back and forth, and she talked in her latest Flosstube about she now has to, you know, prepare for Nashville. I went like, oh my god, Nashville. So yeah, that's the next thing that's coming up. Usually I don't buy from Nashville, because I don't pre-order from Nashville, because if I pre-order from Nashville, I see, you know, people all buying the same things already because they see it and it's like, oh, I need to have that. So they all pre-order this, and then Nashville starts, and then you see all the other stuff that's coming out, and then you would have to pre-order all that. But being in Switzerland, pre-order until it sort of arrives in Europe, it's like 3 months after Nashville. So no, what I do is, if I see anything, I write it down, or I screenshot. I do a screenshot of, if somebody shows it on Flosstube, take a screenshot, or if it's on Instagram, take a screenshot, or I write it down, and then when the stuff comes into the online shops, then I can go and check my wish list and look at it and, you know, see the size, see the colours, see a different picture, and then see Flosstubers stitching it, and then I can decide, do I still need to buy it, yes or no. Most often it's, oh, it's actually a sampler. I don't do samplers. Of course I do samplers, but not, you know, it's all a bit. I do sort of a bit of everything. But usually I can then get spending right down, because I didn't go immediately, I need this. So I need this, but let's just screenshot it and put it somewhere. And yeah, so that's it from me. I don't know when I'll come back with a Flosstube, but at the moment I'm a bit confused with Flosstube, because I have over 800 subscribers, and I get about 120 views on my English Flosstubes and about 180 views on my German Flosstubes. Combined, that doesn't give me 800 people. So if you subscribe to me but you don't want to watch, unsubscribe, please, because just unsubscribe. If you subscribe to me but you don't watch because you don't know, then please hit the bell. If you hit the bell, you'll get a notification that a Flosstube has come out. And then you might be able to watch it. And I'll have watch hours, and I'll have views, and you can leave me a comment. You can leave me just an emoji. Just put an emoji there so that I know you've watched. Because I'm sure people are watching me who I know, and it would be just nice to know that you've watched. I still have one Flosstube, a German one, that has a lot of views. It's got over 260 views. That's still not 800, but not one comment. And the comments are on. I've checked it. The comments are on. Is not one comment. 260 views. But yeah, that's still not 800. So if you subscribe to me, either hit the bell and watch. If you watch at 2 times speed, I really don't care. Or if you skip through and just watch the stitching, fine. But if you don't want to watch me, unsubscribe. Just unsubscribe, because then the numbers make more sense to me. I don't need to get up to 1,000 subscribers, because I don't want to I can't, I literally, even if I wanted to, I can't monetize. So I will not monetize my channel. So if I get up to 1,000 subscribers, it won't mean anything. It doesn't matter. I don't need to get up to 1,000 subscribers to have only 100 views. I would prefer to have only 200 subscribers, but 200 views. So maybe think about that. Just also, if you follow other people and you don't if you don't turn the bell on, you'll never know if they put out videos. Just something to think about. Anyway, I hope you'll join me on, what is it called? Mighty Bee Nation SAL, and on Stechmücken Fairy SAL, and my first LongDogSAL. And oh yeah, it's a leap year this year. So in February, it's also going to be leap year SAL. Don't know what the hashtag is for that one. I chose a project, but I've already started it, so I need to choose a new project for that. And watch out for the 50 for 50. There's also a hashtag for that. I'll put it down in the description box. So that's it from me. Wow, I did this in one go. That's pretty good. But it's, I'm sorry, it went a bit long again. And it's dark outside. Yay. So anyway, look after yourselves for this year. And I hope to see some of you maybe in September, but maybe not. I don't know. At the moment, this year hasn't turned out to be my year. I think last year was worse, but at the moment, every day is just like I get a fist in the stomach with something. Today, before I started filming, I got the letters out of my letterbox and there was another fist in my stomach, and it was just like, yeah. We'll see how I'm going to get on with that, and we'll see. If we will be able to travel, I will probably now be sitting on Dobby's doorstep and demanding to meet all her cats. I'm not really a cat person, but I guess there's one cat in Dobby's harem of cats that I would be friends with. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway, shout out to Dobby. Thanks, girl. You help, and you know. Okay, that's it from me. Happy stitching, everybody. Bye.